What's going on, YouTube? I'm here with
Kevin Martinez.
And what did you just do?
I managed to top 8 Nats with androids.
Okay. Impressive. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
How was your weekend?
It was amazing. So first I started out with going to Anime NYC over at the Javits Center. I got this amazing mat.
Oh,
got
very nice.
And straight out of Anime NYC, I took an overnight bus over to Ohio. It was stinky. It was packed. It was the worst experience ever. But that's what makes the journey that much more fun. I arrived to the convention center about 6 in the morning, and I just found the nearest Starbucks. I'm like, okay, I gotta keep fixing my ratios, work on that. And I did not finish my deck list until like 5 minutes before last call.
Oh.
It was stressful.
Well, at least you got it done and it got you there. So what were your matchups during the event?
All right, so in Swiss, my first round was against Cell Leader. In my experience, I thought maybe Cell Leader has kind of an advantage over androids because they'll eat up all my androids and stuff. But I managed to take that 2-0. Next, I played against an android mirror match, and I also 2-0'd him. Then I played, I think, round 3 against Kevin Zuniga. He was playing Janemba. He finished 11th in Swiss, right behind me. We had a really interesting game. I forgot that he was main decking Kamis, and I summoned the 4th barrier guy. He blew up my field, and I was like, no, did I just throw this game? We're going to go into time next turn. I mean, next game 3, it was going to be stressful, but I managed to clutch it out with a really cool Dreadful Duo 17 combo.
Okay.
Next, I played against the undefeated Thomas Littman. That guy is an animal.
So we already know you lost that one.
He was unstoppable that day. There was nothing I could do. He just read my soul, and I'm like, okay, I guess I lose.
I guess I lose now, yep.
That's it. Then I played against 2 more Janembas. Oh no, I actually skipped a round. I think round 3 I played against Storm. I think his name was Brandon Thiel.
Okay.
I think he was a Team Wise guy. He's a pretty cool guy. Then round 4 was
Kevin Zuniga, and then 2 more.
Yeah, so round 8, I played against the homie Chris Sock. He's also from New York. We were playtesting a lot. Shout outs to them. They were pretty much my crew for the weekend. Team Gauntlet, let's go. It was Chris Sock, Robin Lee. He managed to get 35th. Michael Yang, and our other buddy Max.
Okay.
So Chris Sock almost ruined the dream for me. Damn it. Then my gatekeeper round was against Victory Strike. I was scared. It was a rough game. He kind of threw game 1 to me, but I managed to clutch out the next game as well. And it was actually a pretty interesting story because when I got my invite over at Atlantic City not too long ago, and day 1, my last round was also against Victory Strike. So to have that be the gatekeeper for the 2nd time in a row, and to also coincidentally, I got 10th at Atlantic City, and I also got 10th at Naps.
Oh, okay, so
it's like it's a number.
10 is your number.
Yes. And in top 32, I played against Rory Rhodes. Unfortunately, I think he had a game loss because of some decklist error. He beat me game 2, and I managed to clutch it out game 3 with Kim Vegeta surprise attack, spam of it pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And then top 16, I played against Russell Stelzer, and he was actually playing Super 17. I was so hyped for him. I was like, I cannot believe I'm seeing Super 17 at these top tables. And it was a really interesting game. So what's interesting about Top Cut is we got to see each other's deck lists, and right away I noticed he wasn't running any Self-Awakening. And somehow he still managed to just destroy me game 1. There was nothing I could do about it. But game 2, I managed to clutch it out with abusing the fact that he didn't run any Self-Awakening, a lot of horror spam, and I clutched out the next 2 games.
Okay.
Yes, and then finally I played against Jordan Beard. He had just eliminated Chris Sock, and so I was trying to get revenge for him, but game 3, I think I made some questionable plays, and I feel like I threw it, but shout outs to him. He still played it really well. And it is what it is, and he got 3rd place, so congrats.
All right. So now let's jump into the deck list.
All right, so I played 1 of Infernal Messenger. So, a lot of people don't know what this card does. I look at the top 10 and I pick 2 Android 17 cards. They could be Hellfighter, Super 17, or Android 17. And it always resolved for 2 cards for me all weekend. It's a +1, and I really liked it. I thought 2 was too cloggy, but that was the perfect, just a 1 of tech.
Okay, the spice.
Yes, exactly. After that, the Self-Awakening, 3 Gohan, and 3 Dark Power Black Massane. So I went for Gohan because he's crit, and that's actually going to be the center focus of the deck, as you're going to see throughout the rest of the video. And then Dark Power Black Massane was actually kind of a meta call. I wanted to have 6 Self-Awakening. I didn't like just running 4 Gohan, so I decided to do a 3-3 split. He really messes up the Shenron matchup, and he really stifles them, and he also fulfills the same role of Self-Awakening similarly to Gohan. And another benefit is I thought that he would come in clutch against any Raging Spirits, and one of my greatest weaknesses against any Chain Zeno plays.
Okay. Did you run into any Chain Zeno?
Luckily, I did not. I feel like Chain Zeno was really underrepresented at the event. Maybe a lot of people thought it wouldn't do so well against Shenron, and it actually didn't come up that much.
Okay.
Next, what are androids without the cell package?
Of course.
444, you have to go 444 for consistency. And he just carries. You're up against Storm, you manage to get to turn 3, you drop him, and then all of a sudden he can't kill you anymore. It's like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, board clear, hand destruction. Pretty good package.
Definitely, it's been OP since set 2. I've been playing this under Cell Leader though since set 2. Next up is the 17 lineup. Like I said, I went for a very crit heavy focus. So I played 3 Dreadful Duo, 3 Malice, and a 1 of Limitless Energy. So I picked these numbers because I saw a lot of the lists from Mexico. They played outrageous numbers of Android 17 and 18, like 8 or 9 of them, and I was like, that's a little too much. But I felt comfortable with 7. I played 3 of Dreadful Duo Android 17 because I blindsided a lot of people with his effect. I would combo it up 20k, 30k crit, and if they forget about what he does and they pitch a level 3, I get to summon her, and I just brought out 2 androids for 3 energy.
Okay. Pretty good, pretty good.
And I chose Malice because he bursts 3, he helps fuel the Super 17 lineup, which is coming up soon, and he's also crit. This leader struggles with filling up the grave for Super 17, so I felt he was a comfortable pick, and he follows the theme of the deck. And then Limitless, like I said, I played against Victory Strike in my last round in Atlantic City, and I wanted to be prepared if that were to ever happen again, so I wanted to play 1 of. And I actually got to see it when I needed to because I played Infernal Messenger. It would help me search it if I need it, even though that's my only searcher. So that's 7 17s, and then we played 7 18s. So Deadly Defender 18, she really clutched the day against all the Storm matchups. It really came down to whether I could defend her or not. In the games that I could not defend her and they brought out a big Mira, just destroyed her, it all fell downhill from there. But when I would resolve her in King Vegeta and extend 2 more turns, I would tend to take those games. And then to follow up the crit lineup, it's Dreadful Duo Android 18. So while I work on emptying the opponent's hand with Cell Chain, super combos, I try to finish the game off with a lot of crit. That's why I chose not to go with any of the blockers like the Energy Guard 17 or the Twin Sister, because yeah, it's cool to restand a crit, so that's not a terrible play, but I don't want to give them cards at all, so I just figure I'll stay with the consistent crit.
And clearly it worked out for you.
Definitely. There was a lot of games that they would be at 4 life, 5 life even, and I would manage to just empty their hand and just summon a whole bunch of crit in a row, and they just died. Next, what are 17 and 18 without their support? Android 16. He's always coming clutch. I'm trying to be really aggressive with all the crit that I'm running. Like I said, he really feeds into Dreadful Duo 17, and I will catch a lot of people off guard with that. So I was really happy with the super combo. Would I entertain the idea of a 2-2 split? Maybe not, but I was happy with it, so I'm going to continue to play it. Next up, the negates. What kept me in the game? The beautiful new Shocking Death Ball. Without this, I feel like the Storm matchup is almost impossible. And just to back them up, 2 Speedy Surprise Attack. So I was actually keeping Hercule mostly in mind with this card because it would disrupt like Goku Oob. And a lot of people think that we just don't run it anymore, that we're happy with this, but no, I feel like I need to run as many negates as possible against Storm. And there'd be times that they would flood the board with like 3 Gotens on when I only have 1 or 2 energy, and I would, when I know that they're gonna stop swinging pretty soon, I'm gonna just use this and pop a Goten because there's no way I'm gonna get over 3 Goten with just 2 energy. Alright, and last but not least for the spice, I realized all the people down in Mexico, or wherever that last Nationals was, none of them were trying out the new Super 17 stuff. I gave it a lot of testing on Untapped. I was playing it for weeks before it came out, and I was really confident in it. I was doing cell dittos with my friend Julian Segura in White Castle till 4 in the morning, and we just grinded this out until we understood everything we needed to do in a mirror match, and he clutched it out. So here are the ratios that I played. 3 Hellfighter 17, so he's like the 3-drop cell. You want to summon him and sit on him because he has barrier, and luckily I didn't play against any like Yamcha decks that are going to swing over him in active mode. That would have been horrible. Next, I played 3 targets to evolve into, 2 Furthering Heights. He's kind of like the 5-drop cell. He has barrier, deflect, pop a card, and for 4 energy I could evolve into Big Daddy Super 17. And so he is the new boss card to help clutch and finish out all games that you have to play except Storm, because he never comes out against Storm. You're never going to get that many energy. But against everything else, he ends the game. You resolve him and they're not coming back from that. And I played one of the promo Infernal Machines, so a lot of people didn't expect him at all. What he says is his attack cannot be negated, and when I summon him, I could discard 2 cards to make you discard 2 cards, and you could go for game with him a lot more often than you think, and Janemba can't negate his effect. So that was the Super 17 package. And another key point in which he would come in clutch is this combo that I was trying to focus on a lot throughout the weekend that brings your opponent down to 1 card in hand. It revolves around summoning him turn 3, going into Cell Chain turn 4, and then eating up a 17 from Grave to evolve into him and ditch the last 2 cards of your opponent's hand. And from there, you just control the game with crit because they're down to 1 card. And so that's why I wanted to focus on crit and Super 16 to make sure they don't have a chance to come back into the game.
Okay. Now let's clean this up and get into that sideboard.
Yes, this was really fun. I don't know why nobody played it down south, but I had a lot of confidence in it coming into this weekend, so I wanted to bring it home for the new stuff.
Yeah, and I noticed your list played it. I do believe George Machado played it in his list also. So definitely Super 17 seems to be the way to go for androids at Nationals here.
Yes, definitely. And next is the side. I played 2 Destined Deed Krillin. I wish it was up to 4. I kind of underestimated the Storm matchup. And like I said, a lot of my Storm games came down to whether I could defend Android 18 or not. And so a lot of people's outs to her was Big Mira And whenever I had Krillin out to defend against that, I won all of those games. But when I didn't see Krillin in time and 18 died, yo, you let her down, bro. Come on. I need more of you. I played 2 King Vegetas. I kind of wish I bumped it up to 3 just for Storm, but it was hard to find space. I was expecting to play a lot more diverse matchups.
Okay.
But this was really a key part of my side that was coming in multiple games, across multiple rounds. Next, I played 2 combo killers. So in cases in which I would have to side out the whole Super 17 engine because it's too slow, these are a lot of the cards that would come in instead. He ended games against Janemba. Like, Janemba's already kind of a free matchup, and he just made it more free. Next is Mass Saiyan, so he would come in clutch against the Storm matchup. So like I said, whenever all these 7 cards have to come out, this is a lot of what I would put in. I played 3 Haru Haru. I was expecting a lot of mirror matches. I was scared of also a Victory Strike and possibly the Wish Frieza deck. I wasn't 100% sure on everything it could do, and it plays Bloodlust, which could kind of stop my Hellfighter, so he didn't come up as much when I needed it because I played against a lot of Storm, but still really important part. I would never cut it in the side. Next, I played Kami. Shoutouts to Dusty. He gave me these really cool kitchen table meta stamp Kami.
Looking sweet, looking sweet.
Yeah, since I noticed that Shenron Veggies actually won the event, I wanted to make sure I was kind of prepared for it. What Cell kind of lacks in is clearing out and dealing with anything with barrier. I used to play a lot of blue-green SS3 back in the day, so I know how much a pain in the ass barrier could be. So I had to main deck 2 Kamis. And then these 2 were really bad mistakes. I don't know why I sided these in. So what you would notice is, like I said, in the Mexican Nationals, a lot of people were playing traditional Toas, and apparently they were winning. So I was like, okay, if anything, if I have to side out all of Super 17, I could kind of go back into a somewhat normal engine. Minus Killy Zone didn't come up a single time. It was in fear of Bloodlust. I really shouldn't have been scared of Bloodlust at all. If these 2 could be 2 more Krillins, I'm like 90% sure I would have taken the event. No offense to anybody, but if I had 4 Destiny Krillins when I needed them, I would have defended my 18s, and I would have lived through a lot more games.
Okay. So that was the list. That was your national recap. Any shout outs you want to give?
Yes, I want to give shout outs to my testing team, Team Gauntlet. It's all a lot of guys from my locals. Robin Lee, he came in 35th. Chris Sock, top 16. Michael Yang, really cool guy, and his friend Max. Shout outs to really all my friends and family. Shout outs to everybody in the New York local scene, because I feel like it's really stacked. It's never a free tournament. There's so much talent. I'm getting my ass kicked every other week. And it's really the reason why I managed to get this far today. I'm kind of like a nobody in the scene, and because my locals is that good, I managed to just blindside everybody and managed to get top 8 at Nats. So don't sleep on New York. We got it for the East Coast for a reason.
East Coast, Beast Coast.
Yes.
All right, once again, thank you for coming out. Congrats on your top.
Thank you so much.
What's next for you in DBS?
Next is, I'm going to give Super 17 a try. It seems like a lot of fun. I feel like Diabolical Duo is still a lot more consistent, but I feel like playing my new shiny metal card. I want to make them work.
All right, so question. I know you got top 8. I'm pretty sure this is not the metal card that you got.
Yes. So, I've always been a Cell player since set 2. I like to think of myself as Cell Ditto Master. I didn't lose any Cell Dittos at Nats, so it has a lot of sentimental value. I came with the mindset that I want to win a Cell, and so even though I was really happy with the SS4, I managed to find somebody to trade down, and I got what I wanted.
All right. Well, thanks for coming out, and have a good one.
All right.
Peace.